welcome to Screen Rant. The DCEU's track record was... Get ready, DC fans, because there are a ton of movies coming your way. Hello, and welcome to Screen Rant. The DCEU's track record was spotty over the last near decade, but they seem to be finally over trying to copy Marvel's Everything is Connected format, and although some things are staying the same, DC seems to be going in a new direction. I'm Greg Elliott, and here are all 19, yes, 19 DC movies coming out after the Suicide Squad, and when you can expect to see them. At the moment,
Marvel's slate for 2021 through 2023 has been updated, and it is absolutely packed with lots of exciting titles. BD here, and we're about to run.
Start off by giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rock Kadesh, double honors to the elders and apostles of great millstone that taught me this truth. I just wanted to talk a little bit about these movies coming out, in particular the superhero movies, Marvel, DC, mainly Marvel, and mainly Marvel's new Phase 4 plan. Alright, this is Micah chapter 5, and I'm going to start at verse 10. And it shall come to pass that in that day, said the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy thy chariots. I will cut off the cities out of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. So this is pretty much saying, he's going to take out the military, and break down the cities. Alright? And I will cut off witchcraft out of thy hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Alright? The graving and witchcraft being cut out, taken away. That's the, it's going to be this entertainment. Hollywood or Hollywood as they call it. And these movies are just getting completely satanic. Like, the last movie I seen, I wish I could unsee it. Right? Wish I never went to see it. It's just horrible. And it's my fault for not looking into the movie before I went to see it. Just going to see it, thinking it's some superhero, it's for kids. It ain't got no bad rating. It couldn't be that bad. And boy, was I wrong. Alright? So, it's just you got just, even us, who understand what's going on, we gotta remember to stay in the spirit and know that it's a lot of wickedness being pushed in every direction right now. And a lot of this wickedness being pushed is something that's offered to kids. Alright? It says, thy graven images also will I cut down, and the standing image out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt no more worship the works of thy hands. And, the graven images, the white man Jesus, all that fake stuff that you ain't supposed to be worshiping. He said he gonna cut down. Alright? I will pluck up thy groves out of the midst of thee, so will I destroy the cities. Alright? I will execute vengeance and anger and fury upon the heathen, such as they have not heard. So this is the Lord saying that he's gonna really, as the young folks would say, turn up in that day. Alright? Now, what got me really crazy about doing this, the movie I seen was horrible, and now I keep seeing the previews for that new Spider-Man movie they getting ready to come out, flash across the TV, and they keep showing like it's gonna be a lot of spells and witchcraft like in that movie. And you know how we discovered that Harry Potter was literally casting real spells on people in their movie, and they told it after the movie has been out for a long time. Alright? So it's just something to keep in mind, to look for when it comes to these new movies getting ready to come out. Alright? So this is Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, and I'm gonna start at the 10th verse. There should not be found among you anyone that makes his son or his daughter to pass through the fire, or that uses divinations, or observers of times, or enchantress, or a witch. Alright, so it shouldn't be nobody that's casting any kind of spells or anything, or a charmer, or a consulter with familiar spirits, or a wizard, or a necromancer. Alright. For all that do these things are abominations unto the Lord. Because of these abominations, the Lord thy power drove them out from before thee. Alright? So the Lord saying this is why he got rid of the people that was before the Israelites that lived in the land, because they was doing these abominations, the Canaanites, alright? And the Lord was saying his people are not supposed to do any of these things. Alright. Now we go over to Leviticus 19th chapter, the 31st verse. Regard not them that have familiar spirits, neither seek after wizards to be defiled by them. I am the Lord your power. So don't let people defile you with all this evil and wickedness that they are pushing in these movies. And now they are putting real spells and casting real witchcraft on people through these movies. And it's something to keep in mind. Alright. Now, this is Leviticus, the 20th chapter, 6th verse. And it says, and the soul that turns after such as a familiar spirit and after a wizard, and to go a whoring after them, I will set my face against this soul and will cut him off from among the people. So the Lord said if you get involved in witchcraft and things of that nature, and that he will cut you off from among the people. And we also know that another form of witchcraft, let's get Revelation 18, 23rd verse. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and the bride should be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorcery was all nations deceived. Alright, so it said by thy sorcery. Alright, so that's like saying by thy witchcraft was all nations deceived. Alright, so now when you look up that word sorcery in this chapter, you get
Strong's G 5331.
pharmakia.
Pharmakia.
And they say the use of a administrating drug, portion, sorcery. Alright, so other words, you know, that thing that you can't talk about that they want the whole world to see. Administrating drug, pharmakia, sorcery. Alright, that is another form of sorcery. And that's all I'm gonna hit on this video. You gotta go over to the BitChute account to talk about that right now. Alright, now let's get back into Leviticus, the 20th chapter, and let's drop down to the 27th verse. A man also or a woman that has a familiar spirit or that is a wizard should surely be put to death. They should stone them with stones, and their blood should be upon them. So, alright, so the Lord said that he wanted anybody with these familiar spirits to be put to death and put out the land. Okay? Now, we go over to let's stay in Leviticus and let's drop up to the 13th verse. Alright, the movie I seen, what threw me off, alright, was the Eternals, I think is what it's called. and didn't know nothing about the movie, didn't look into it. But it was only one Jake character, and he had a husband. He had a husband and a child, and they made Jake the face of it. All right, so it says in Leviticus, the 20th chapter, 13th verse, if a man also lie with mankind as he lied with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, and they should surely be put to death. Their blood should be upon them. Alright? So the Lord don't like that kind of stuff. And you see they made our people the face of it in that movie. And I was thinking the movie was going too far from a kid's movie before it got to that, because it was like a kissing scene between a man and a woman, and you know, you thinking it'd be a little pick and that'll be it, because that's usually all it is in a superhero movie. It was a pick, and then they cut to a scene where they was laying down with no clothes on. You got a movie theater with people with their kids and small kids, and that's what they seeing. It was really unsettling and whatever, but you thinking that was bad, but it probably wasn't gonna be nothing else. It wasn't gonna get worse. Then it got way worse, cause they saved that gay scene to like towards the end of the movie. That wasn't even in the beginning of the movie, because they weren't even showing the man with nobody, cause the man wasn't even back in the movie to towards the end, and it was just to promote that alphabet lifestyle and to force it on the kids. And that's what they doing with these superhero movies. And for the longest, these superhero movies has been trying to promote all this feminist stuff. Alright, the whole feminist agenda, feminist lifestyle, all that. A woman can do everything a man can do. A woman stronger than a man for the longest. Alright, and now they are promoting the alphabet lifestyle at an extremely high rate. Unsettling rate. Like I used to watch these TV shows back before I came into truth. These superhero TV shows that came on the TV. I think these were DC shows on WB, and I remember I stopped watching all of the shows even before the truth, because they all kept showing all that homosexual stuff, and it just got overburned. Okay, and they say that we are not supposed to force the straight lifestyle on them. So why are they forcing they crooked lifestyle on us? It's just not right. Alright. Now, you think that would have been the worst thing that the movie was trying to get people to do, or put people in the mindset of doing, but it really wouldn't. I talk about the main concept of this movie after I read a few more scriptures. Alright, this is Luke 6 chapter 46 verse. And why ye call me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Alright, so the Lord said, don't call him Lord if you ain't gonna do what he say. Alright, and now let's go over to, let's see, I'm trying to remember where this is. I think it's, let's see, let me see, is it 19? Alright, that was not what I was wanting. Let's see. can't find that one right now. So let me get Acts, the 8th chapter, 9th verse. But there was a certain man called Simon, which before time in the same city used sorcery and bewitched the people of Samaria, giving out that himself was some great one, to whom they all gave heed. Alright, so it's letting you know this certain man they all gave heed to. Alright, and from the least to the greatest, saying this man is the great power of Yahweh, and to him they regarded because that of a long time he had bewitched them with sorcery. But when they believed Philip's preaching, the things concerning the kingdom of power in the name of Yahweh Shah Mashiach, they were baptized, both men and women. Then Simon himself believed also, and when he was baptized, he continued with Philip and wondered, beholding the miracles and the signs which were done. So this is saying, you know how the man that was practicing witchcraft, began, join on with Philip and follow him, and, started preaching and teaching the words of the Lord, they came into the truth. Alright, now, what the main thing about that movie, Eternals, was the whole message was trying to get people to rebel against Yahweh. The movie had the Eternals, which represented the elect, which also were people from every nation, and then there were women in it, which the elect is going to be man of Israel, only. Alright, so it's a picture of all nations joining together, and what the Eternals did was turn against their creator, the being a celestial that created them, which celestial is another word for God of power. So the whole spirit of this movie was to get people into the spirit of turning against Yahweh Shah, which is what the Eternals movie franchise is for. And they are sneaking all these hidden messages out into all these kids movies to get kids' minds on that path of doing these things. Alright, so all I'm just gonna leave with is be mindful of what movies you see, watch what you go to the movie theater and see, and at this point it's best to stay at home and watch movies. That way, if you got movies and they're doing things like casting spells and you didn't know what was going to be in the movie, you can put the movie on side, fast forward through it, get on around it, skip that scene, stuff like that. We see now that, when you watch movies or TVs in Babylon, you need full control of the movie. Alright? Now, of course, you shouldn't be spending all your time doing these things, but when you do these things, you need full control, and the movie theater takes the full control away from you. Alright, so my suggestion to everybody is just stay out these movie theaters. Alright, it ain't even worth the hassle, especially now. And with that, Shalom.